another boring topic.
I'm sleeping with my eyes open.
Is your business foundation rock solid? English number 215 for August 2nd. We're going to talk about a critical element that most business owners ignore or avoid or are just completely unaware of its existence.
You know how we're often saying that the BizGlitch 366 project, which is a mistake of the day for leap year 2024, mistakes we've made, mistakes we've seen other people make. I know you're avoiding this stuff, right? Because it's really boring. Oh, you're in for a treat because today's video is probably about one of the most boring of all.
It epitomizes boring, is what you're saying?
Does your business have an operations manual? I'm going to procrastinate on this one.
It might sound a little redundant because we've already talked about a procedure manual and an employee manual, but an operations manual is key for the actual running of the business, especially if you have a manager or a team of managers, depending on the size of your business. There are certain things that don't need to be where the owner is the only one involved with knowing how to do these things. The Glitch has the list of what an operations manual would include that help to direct other people, again, so the business owner doesn't have to be the only one involved in every aspect of the operations. And that's how a business can scale, right?
In the business that we do, where we assist small business owners with the Small Business Administration natural disaster loans, and before that the pandemic COVID loans, it's just the two of us. And guess what we have? We have this very same boring manual. Your team, your staff, your employees, your contractors have access to it on the cloud.
Why do people need to have access to an operations manual?
Because people need instructions, Linda. Back in the 80s, because I'm old, when I worked in retail electronics, and people didn't know how to set the clocks on their VCRs. You know, those are machines that used to play a tape called a videotape. And the clocks were notoriously difficult to set. No, they weren't. They were a piece of cake to set. You know why?
You read the instructions.
I read the instructions. People need instructions.
Well, it's true. And we actually have merch that has, when in doubt, read the instructions.
That's my phrase, by the way.
Right. So
I created that back in those days.
The procedure manual is more for the tasks for different people in their respective roles to execute upon, whereas the operations manual will have various contacts for important people, key people in the business, the hierarchy of the business.
Decision-making trees, you know, who do I contact?
Emergency procedures.
How does this decision get formed by consulting with this team or this manager or this operations supervisor and so on?
Right. If the owner isn't around and something happens in the office that relates to the mechanical aspects of the business, do you know how to handle the fire alarm goes off or the fire sprinklers go off? How do you fix that? You know, that's not a procedure per se, other than the actual getting the resolution is a procedure, but it's not what makes the business run procedure. So it's about the operations of the business, basic stuff. But a lot of people don't have it. So when the business owner isn't around to brainstorm or provide the solution, that's where the operations
go-to source. I have a suspicious feeling that I have a good idea, that I'm guessing that I know what the goal and the actionable item are.
Well, you're so intuitive. The thing with the operations manual is it can be a work in progress, which is a glorious thing because, especially with technology where you can just on your notes start the step-by-step of things that have to be done when you're doing something that is like, all right, if I ever am not here and this has to be done by somebody else, here, this is what I did. And then you transfer it to a Word doc and you transfer it into a compilation of all the things that you start doing. So you need to take an inventory. We have an article on a comprehensive review of your Operations Manual 101 guide for the Glitch Gurus. And there you go, 215.